Hello and welcome back to Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, and in this episode we'll be going through Hyrule Castle. Unfortunately, Yuga has successfully managed to overload Hyrule Castle with all of these dark nuts.
Yeah, so those of us who are just coming in from Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past will find numerous similarities so far. Possessed soldiers, different sprite-colored enemy types. Now we have projectile throwers.
Well, specifically bomb throwers. And here we go, inside Hyrule Castle. This dungeon is relatively short and is mostly an enemy gauntlet, but it still has, you know, a couple of placement puzzles that we have to solve.
Bastard!
If you're actually skilled at this game, you can stun lock them with a single sword swipe.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed so far, is that these guys are, because in A Link to the Past, all they did was, like, get repelled a few pixels over. They did not also have, like, a stun animation. I mean, I think maybe they got stunned briefly.
I personally find that the spear variants are the hardest ones to deal with, especially in Link to the Past. The longsword variants tend to be the hardest ones to deal with because you have to position yourself in a way that your sword swing will actually swing past their sword.
We're getting our asses kicked.
We are, but that's because I am bad at this game.
So, can you, like, pop people off of a ledge if they're standing on a ledge and you unmerge behind them?
That particular scenario doesn't happen often enough for me to try, and I'm pretty sure you would just end up taking contact damage if you attempted it.
We are knights. Oh, that was easy.
Yes, the spin attack still does double damage, and now that we have the Master Sword, it's doing 4 damage instead of 2.
Woo! Beautiful. And you too. Aha. It's alright. We'll probably get a shitload of hearts right before the boss encounter.
And the boss encounter is not actually all that difficult, so...
Well, neither was a Ganon, so... There.
So it's new in the world of Cloud today.
Oh, well, today, more like a continuation of last night, I finally finished watching the HBO Chernobyl miniseries, ending with everybody's favorite episode, The Trial, where they actually prosecute the plant workers, and of course, owning up to the history, prosecuting the plant workers who basically precipitated the Chernobyl nuclear catastrophe. Very fascinating stuff. And I could go all day about that.
I've only seen like the first 3 episodes of Chernobyl.
They are very hard to watch during some moments. Much vomit, much radiation sickness.
Oddly enough, I didn't actually have all that much problem with vomiting whilst I was going through it, and I usually do.
Well, it's because you can rationalize, like, why it's happening. It's because the radiation is actually, like, partially boiling their insides.
And oh no, Princess Zelda has been kidnapped by Yuga's painting skills.
You mean he only just did this?
Yep.
Noob.
I mean, he's captured all the other sages already, as he was mentioning in his monologue. But yeah, Yuga has the ability to just summon dark nuts.
Well, just like the Hyperion Corporation's ability to summon robots, Yuga also has only a finite number of dudes he can call on with a twirl of his wand.
I mean, it's implied that, but I don't think we ever get that confirmed.
Going up?
More rupees.
And
I find it interesting that this room in particular is still qualified as inside Hyrule Castle when it's very clearly somewhat outside Hyrule Castle. You can actually see a bit of the ground, a bit of the Hyrule Castle grounds, on the far right side of the screen if you bother to look.
Right.
But yes, inside Hyrule Castle is significantly more expanded upon than it was in Link to the Past, to the point of this is effectively a tower.
Well, yeah. Every castle has turrets. That's
yes,
how you
but
can.
This isn't just a turret. The entire castle is built like this.
Well, I mean, let's not get into a discussion about how video games arbitrarily set up their dungeons. I mean, I'm sure they did the best they could to make it look like a castle, but it still has to be a player dungeon.
Alright, so this part is gonna be affected by a bit of slowdown, and you're gonna be able to hear it in the audio track. And I'm sorry about that. I didn't have this problem whilst I was actually playing it, but the added stress that it puts on the machine recording it caused the slowdown.
And then there's you.
I bring myself to look at such an inferior creature, and yet it seems there's more to you than meets the eye. How did you manage to escape that wall, Ravio?
I don't have time to listen to your rental issues.
Farewell for the last time.
Quick, we must shoot arrows at him.
Alright, so, it's actually quite easy to figure. Yeah, there is some rather significant slowdown in it, and it breaks the audio quite badly.
It can't handle the epicness. It's like watching Maximilian Pegasus clone himself.
Alright, phase 1 is down.
And it's still just as shitty as ever. Jeez, I haven't seen this graphical issue this bad since the first part of Shadow of Mordor.
Well, this isn't actually a graphical. We're not actually experiencing all that much graphical issue. I mean, sure, we're getting slowdown, but the really bad part for me is the audio distortion.
Oh yeah, this is just. We must end this once and for all.
There. It is over.
I bore of being killed. Bored, I say. And the audio still.
There are a couple of rooms that we have this issue with. It's this room and specifically the boss of one of the Dark World dungeons that ended up having this issue. And I'm sorry about that, but I didn't have this problem during the test playthrough, so I didn't think I was going to have the problem during the actual recording.
Slash the curtain.
And here we get introduced to the new mechanic.
"2001: Space Odyssey."
Huh, this seems to be a very darker version of the castle, and the Triforce is upside down. Oh, look at our map. It's a drastically different map.
What universe have we stumbled upon? He can't believe it!
Hey, Yuga, you have surrounded yourself with paintings. There's Irene, there's Ceres, there's Impa. It's Gully, Osalva, and Zelda. And over there is Orin.
My next artful creation will be in all the galleries.
And I don't think you can see it from here, but the last one is the Mountaineer guy, Rocco. Oh, there he is. There's Rocco.
With our powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
I am Captain Doomsday.
Captain Doomsday is a douchebag.
Gonna take pollution up to 300%.
Holy shit.
Hey,
oh, Ganon, you're making a rather early appearance.
No, this is effectively when he shows up in Ocarina of Time, so Or rather, Ganondorf shows up at this point.
Alright, but I've seen this ritual backfire before.
Oh no, this ritual goes off without a hitch.
Ah.
May I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, one of the lamest named primary villains in all of Legend of Zelda, Yuga.
Oh my god.
You get it? It's Vegito.
He is so handsome.
And his spear is so cool. But his name is fucking terrible.
Stop.
Hi, not Zelda.
More graphics.
I bet you weren't expecting that one.
Hey, not Zelda. Your Triforce is upside down. What's up with that?
Hey.
It should prove enough time to bid you a most sorrowful welcome to my kingdom. Welcome to Lorule. So yes, instead of a light and dark world, we have Hyrule and Lorule. Lorule is effectively the dark world of the game, as we will get explained by Hilda in the next part, or rather at the end of this part. Yuga's appetite will soon consume our worlds. Hyrule and Lorule, the beast for the taking.
And if we don't do anything soon, we'll have to deal with Midrule.
So yeah, Hilda teleports us away. She is very clearly a nice princess. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Cloud?
Yeah. It's the anti-Triforce. No.
It has been shattered. I'm afraid I must ask you to do what I cannot. Defeat the beast. The secret to Yuga's defeat lies in uniting your friends, acquaintances. Rocco and Auron are not friends. I mean, Goldie is, and I would argue that Impa is potentially a friend, but no, Auron and Rocco are very much acquaintances.
Meanwhile, back in the blacksmith shop... I'm sorry, the anti-blacksmith shop.
In Lorule.
No, because everything's backwards over here. We call this Bizarro
Well, actually,
rule.
no. Most things are not backwards. They're partially upside down, though.
How was your nap, you little dumbass?
That's what she said. So yes, as Hilda is about to explain to us, the people of Lorule have been under the effects of not having the effects of evil so long that they are all assholes.
You know, everybody's nice and pleasant in Hyrule, and then you come over here, everything's the opposite. You have to be a dickhead to be nice.
No, not to be nice, just to survive.
They say goodbye when they mean hello, and they say hello when they mean goodbye.
That is not how this works.
It's not a save. It's actually going to crash your game.
Don't joke about that. That was one of the final bosses in Bravely Default. And in the next episode, we will finally start exploring around Lorule. Be safe, everybody.